So we're sitting here talking about armyworm moths, and I said, well, watch when he cuts. And he did one pass, and I swear there was probably 12 moths came up. There's one. There's one.
1, 2, 3, 4,
another one,
5,
another one, another one,
6.
another one, another one. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So each one of these moths was going to lay 100 eggs. So you tell me you don't have armyworms? I'm telling you, dude, they come in here, they just tear stuff up. Morning, afternoon, whatever. This is going to be a crazy video. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these armyworm moths in this lawn out here. So I got to take care of that, number one. I want to talk to you a little bit about armyworm moths, talk to you about armyworms, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to just sort of string along. I am going to show you an average day out here, all the stuff that goes on. So John's coming out, the Good Witch is coming out, Jess, Techie Farm Lady Ann's coming out. We got a ton of stuff we got to get done out here. We got seeding, we got fertilizing, we got garden work, we got grass cutting. I'm just going to throw it all together. So this is going to get a little bit crazy. I don't know how the heck I'm going to edit together all this video I got. So hold on, here we go. Wow, okay, so how am I going to do this video? I really don't know. If you stick around for this whole video, you haven't paid your Netflix bill, I'll tell you right now. Because I'm going to do it a little bit differently. Normally I try and keep a video to like 10 minutes, make a point, show some, show some footage. But today I'm going to do it a little bit different. Not only am I going to talk about armyworms and touch on grubs a little bit because it's that time of year, but I also just want to show you a day out here, what it's like when all the help comes out and it gets a little bit crazy. We have a long list of stuff to do. We shot a bunch of footage out here, and so we'll go ahead and do it. If you haven't gone to our Instagram page, go to our Instagram page. Anna's doing some funny stuff. She's a hoot, man. She's putting some funny stuff over on Instagram. Make sure you subscribe here because I got a bunch of videos coming out, including the new reel mower that's being introduced for 2024. No one's seen it yet. I'll do a video on it this week, hopefully. I'll be doing a video on it. I got a bunch of stuff coming. So anyways, let's talk about armyworms. Armyworms are different from grubs. Armyworms, they march across your lawn like an army, and they eat the grass. Got it? That's what they do. They eat the blades of grass. They don't go in the ground. They actually hide in the thatch. They hide in the thatch layer while it's hot. And then at sunset, or when the temperature starts to drop, they come out and they feed. And that's real important to understand that timing. So when I was out on the front and I took a hose, and what I do is I'll take a hose, and you can do this test too for the moths, is just walk along and just spray the hose on the ground right at sunset. If you start to see these moths come out, the darker ones are males, I believe, and the lighter ones are females. I think I got that right. And you'll see moths come out of your lawn. If you see that, those are armyworms moths. Each armyworm moth will lay about 100 eggs. So that's what's happening right now. They're getting in and laying eggs, and pretty soon you're going to have, if you see that, you're going to have armyworms, or I guarantee you almost got armyworms now. Grubs are different. A beetle goes in the ground, lays eggs, and then the actual grub forms, and the grubs eat the roots. They don't come out, they eat the roots. They kill the lawn. So what you'll have with grubs, grub damage is different. You'll have brown patches, dead patches, dead patches, dead patches. That's grub damage. This is the time of year you can treat for both. So there's two products. The main product I like to put down is the granular double kill duocide. I'll link to it down below. I'll link to all the products I'm talking about, and if I forget a product or something, guys, just say, hey Doc, you mentioned this and you didn't put it on that page. I put everything on one page. On that page, you'll also find a link to, we have an email list if you want to sign up for that, but the lawn guides are there, and the lawn guides cover this information extensively, product links, and there's a lawn guide for cool season, Bermuda and Zoysia with calendars, links, everything. 2 million people have used those. And the cool thing about that is we don't ask for any information. We don't want your information. There's no app. There's no sign up. You don't get emails, nothing. Just use them. They're up. They're free. So how do I treat? What's my treatment for this? Okay, I like to get just a hose end bottle. I'll link to them down below. You can get like a triazicide or a spectricide. And right at sunset, that's when the moths are going to be active and the armyworms are going to be active. So right at sunset, as it starts to get dark, you're going to go out and you're going to spray your lawn with one of those bottles. Now that'll kill the moths and it will kill the armyworms. But I also like to, right before that, I like to go put out the granular double kill duocide. I like to put the double out, then I go ahead and spray. Why is that? It's because the spray will remain effective a very short period of time, but that granular product will stay in that thatch and will kill armyworms for days and days as they come in contact with it. Now, the more you water that, it's going to go into the soil, into the soil, into the soil, and it's going to reach grubs, and it's going to kill grubs. So it's a upper killer and a lower killer. Yes, and it's safe for pets. As long as you use it, as the label says, it's safe for pets. I've used them for years with my dogs out here, no issues. Just make sure you keep them off it for a while until it dries and then let them out. It's fine. So I will string together some footage. I was freaking out. I got to be honest. I was freaking out. I was walking out here. I was cutting grass, and there's just moss flying everywhere. Moss flying everywhere. The Good Witch comes over. We're going up to the garden. We're going to do some work up there. We're going to be cutting here. We're going to be seeding. We're going to be putting a fertilizer out. And let me explain real quick why I'm putting this fertilizer out. If you didn't watch the other day's video, the reason why I'm putting this fertilizer out, which I normally don't recommend, is because of the numbers. The numbers are a 640, which is really high phosphorus for a fertilizer if you look at the ratio. In other words, someone made a comment, said, oh, that number is not real high. Well, it is real high when you base it on the overall ratio. Okay, so this is Milorganite. And I'd never use it on my lawn because my dog eats it. My dog eats it and her poo turns black. And then she gets a little bit sick for a day or two. So I don't use it on my lawn with the dogs. But it's a 640. Now that doesn't sound like a lot of phosphorus, and I'm low on phosphorus and I'm high on potassium. I have the craziest soil up here. I can't put anything down up in those fields over there that has potassium. It's really high and we struggle with it. So I need a little bit of nitrogen and I need a lot of phosphorus. So a 640, if you equate that to a normal fertilizer, it would be like a 30-25-0. Got it? So a lot of people don't understand the ratio. They say, oh, that's not a lot of phosphorus. Well, ratio wise it is. 640 equates to a 30-25-0. Got it? So it is kind of high that way, but I normally don't recommend it because it is high on phosphorus. And if you get high on phosphorus, man, it's tough to get rid of. All right, so we're getting ready to go up to the fields. We got to put down some of this Milorganite. I normally don't recommend Milorganite because it's a 640, high phosphorus, and man, you can't get rid of phosphorus if you get a high phosphorus level. But I'm low on phosphorus, that's why I'm using it. That's the long version. If I went ahead and bought a granular phosphorus fertilizer, I'd have to get it shipped in. It would cost me about $70 a bag. So I actually ordered from Home Depot and had them deliver it out here. And we're going to take this up and we're going to use the automatic spreader. And that's job number one. Then we got to come back. I did a treatment for armyworms. I had a ton of armyworm moths out here. So I did a treatment last night for armyworms with permethrin, which is pretty safe for around ponds as long as you apply it right. John's got to come out here. He's going to cut this, and I'm going to put a little more seed down on here. And then I want to put some more seed down on that area over there since I got the sprinkler. And then the Good Witch is coming over. She and Ann are going to the garden. So we got a ton of stuff going on. Busy day. Yeah, this stuff stinks. Unfortunately, I can't use this on my lawn because my Jack Russell eats it, and then she has black poo. And it does stink once you put it out, by the way. All right, well, we'll do 2 bags at a time. Now, the nice thing about this is, is he complaining about the smell?
No, he retracted the blade.
So the nice thing about this unit is I can turn it on, I can turn it off. Let me turn this on. So what I can do with this unit is I can open the gate up more, and depending on the type of spread I want, and then I can turn it on and off. So it's totally controllable through up in the cab. And that's one of the downfalls of a lot of these spreaders is you don't have total control. In other words, you have to get out and manually adjust it, or you have to get out and manually turn it on. With this one, it's on, off, and the gate closes. This is the best UTV, ATV spreader on the market. I'll put a link in below on it, but I love this thing. I want to test my rate. telling you, as she goes by, you see those moths pop out? Those white moths? Yeah, they're popping out everywhere. Those are armyworm moths, man, I'm telling you. And I've got a core aeration done here, which probably wasn't smart right now. So they're going into these holes, they're laying eggs. Let's watch. Let's see. There goes one right there. There goes one right there. See it? There goes another one. Last night it was crazy, man. There were hundreds of those armyworm moths out here. So you really need to go check. Check for armyworms. Get the bucket, put some soap, put some Dawn in it. Oh, there was one that she just ran over one. Put some soap in a bucket, go up to an area, dump the bucket, and look and see if you got armyworms. If you do, go down in the description below on that page, put down the double kill, which will also get grubs, and then get some of that, just any kind of yard spray, will work. There's one. There's one.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Another one.
5,
Another one. Another one.
6.
Another one. Another one. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is.
So each one of these moths was going to lay 100 eggs. So you tell me you don't have armyworms? I'm telling you, dude. They come in here, they just tear stuff up.
For us before, thank you so much.
She really
My
needs.
beautiful babies.
She really can't afford her medication. So any donations down below. But seriously, the reason is we thought we were going to lose this entire crop to blight. It was really bad. And if you look, there's a blight line like she was talking about, but the whole thing has blight, but they're starting to reproduce again. So we've got them all growing up again. And she was freaking out when she saw the red tomatoes up here. Yeah. Look at the pepper plants. They're insane.
I mean, I'm super proud of them too. Usually those crud out on us pretty quick.
The problem I've got is I'm having to come up here. We're in the middle of a drought. We had a 3-week drought. Now we have another drought. I'm having to come up here every afternoon and water. So thank God for that deep well, because it's a little bit crazy. All right, Nick. He needs to get his glasses on. He don't have his glasses on. I gotta go get him some glasses. All right, next project. Sweat. I had an extra bag of contractor mix. We used some of that contractor mix here, and I put some down on the new clearing area, but I had a whole 40-pound bag of it. So, there it is in there. Ugh. That's a mix of fescues and rye. So what I'm gonna do is, now that we have that area drought out on us, but I've got that irrigation sprinkler down there, I'm gonna go ahead and use the UTV while I got the spreader on. I'm gonna ride around there and put that contractor mix down on the ground. Just gonna do it real heavy. Why is it that girls are always louder than guys? I can hear them talking up in the garden. All right. So I put the rest of the seed down there. John's going to come up and get some wheat straw, put it around the peppers. Then he's got to go water the flowers on the pond berm. Then we got a trash run that needs to be done. I'm going to have him put out some dirt booster compost. It just doesn't stop it. In that, what the hell you call it?
Bin, storage bin.
Yeah, the trailer bin. In that trailer bin, there's a bale of wheat straw. Just grab it, throw it in the back of your thing, and then bring it up to the garden, if you would. And we're going to put it around the peppers, I think. And then I'm going to have you put out some dirt booster up there, too. I was down there saying, I said, how come girls are so much louder than guys? I'm down at the barn, and I hear this.
Well, my voice already projects too.
No, really? I never noticed that.
That's already a thing.
And there's the laugh. That's why she's called the Good Witch. See? There's the laugh. Hence the name, the Good Witch. The glasses and the laugh. All right. John's coming up. We're going to get some dirt, some compoo. Compoo. We're going to put some compoo. And then we're gonna do wheat straw. These pepper plants keep drying out on me, man. I've got to get some wheat straw on them. So anyway.
Hey, we need to...
We're gonna take about this much. It's gotta be loose. So you're gonna have to put it on the ground and get it loose first. Then you're gonna come in and you're gonna split that in half about. You're gonna come in and you're gonna basically just pack it inside. Try and get it inside that cage, all around that root section. And then about the same amount on the other side. We're going to try and make this last for the whole thing, which is going to be tough. All right. So wood chips are good for putting on top. The problem with wood chips is if you put them on real heavy, you have a hard time getting water down through them a lot of times. So being that we're in a drought, I'm actually taking wheat straw. And what I'm doing is I'm just packing the root zones of these pepper plants with wheat straw. That'll keep the sun off it, hold a little bit of moisture, but the water goes right through the wheat straw, and that's the nice thing. It's so damn top heavy, man. Look at this. Now, is this crazy or what? I mean, this is 5 feet tall. Look at that, green peppers, green peppers, green peppers, green peppers, and there's probably even, yeah, I'll have a red pepper if a bug got it. That's the problem. You can let green peppers turn into red peppers, but that's your problem. If you got bugs, it usually doesn't last that long. So once in a while, I'll be able to pull like that. That's a good red pepper right there. So if I leave these out here long enough, they'll over ripen and become red peppers. Got it? He's laughing. I think this row's a lot cuter than that row. I would say our row is cuter than their row.
You're on the heirloom row. It is cuter. You're on the air. Come on. We already established that the heirloom row is the cutest tomato.
John's like, dude, skinny white chicks are loud, man.
We're not loud. Oh no, you
They're
want
loud.
to give me an animal to pet?
John's like, man, I don't think I could put up with that all day. He's like, I'm okay with working with plants and bugs, even snakes, but that I ain't gonna deal with that. That's just too much.
I don't think I'm doing this right,
Should
but
I
I'm doing
eat
it
a few more?
confidently.
What?
I don't think I'm doing this right, but I'm doing it confidently.
You probably are doing it right, especially on this guy. Because this guy is being all sorts of naughty. He is actually 10 feet tall.
Oh, really?
Yes. Here.
Good Lord, look at that.
See? Like I said, she's about 10, 12 feet tall
Okay.
and being very naughty.
So this is what we dealt with.
I need to tie her up.
What, 2 years ago we did this same thing too?
Yes.
Yeah, we had like, these are late season indeterminate. Indeterminate means it's a vine and doesn't stop. And they will keep growing and growing. That thing's longer than the 2x4 here. I mean, just, so we got to put it somewhere.
I wasn't kidding.
But that's why I plant indeterminate. I never buy determinate. Determinate's good if you're canning. So if you want to can or make sauce, basically it's a one-time production of fruit. Indeterminate means just what it means. There's no determinate yield time. So it keeps growing and growing and growing until the first frost. Hey, John.
Huh?
They're still talking.
I hear.
They don't stop. So I'm gonna get I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the dirt booster compost. I'm gonna put it on these tomato plants here tonight. I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna rake back that wheat straw, and I'm gonna plant more turnips in here. I'm actually eating the turnip greens in salad. All these turnip greens,
Like the standing up too?
yeah, I just eat them. That's my lettuce. I just grab these up like that. Really tasty. Right. So basically, I am taking my dirt booster compost pile, these tomato plants, just like that. When I planted these, we actually put dirt booster down in the soil, then we tilled it twice, and that's it. That's all we do for our plants out here. And then from that point on, we just top dress. After that, I'll put some wheat straw down, and these things will shoot up. As long as I don't have a frost, they'll keep growing. Okay, so it's later in the day. It's almost after 2 o'clock. Everyone just left. I'm out here running some irrigation. Man, that looks good. This front lawn looks so nice, man. This Bermuda that we planted. Look at that. Look how nice that looks. Man, from that junk pile, junk heap where we were, that just looks so nice. So I'm having to come out here and run this irrigation sprinkler. What I do is I run it once in the afternoon, so about peak heat time. I'm gonna come out here and run this, and then at night, right when the sun sets, I'll run it one more time. And the key is when you got new seed, is you want to keep it wet, and especially at night, you really want to get, but I came out here and put new seed down, so I'm going to run it again. Doc's tired, man. So it's probably about 6 o'clock at night. And I need to get a clipper. And what's actually kind of nice is I actually come up here every night and basically pick what I want for dinner. So I'm having my salad. So I'm gonna get some, these little red tomatoes are really sweet. I'm gonna get some of these little red tomatoes. I'm gonna get a red pepper. Green peppers turn into red peppers. So I'm gonna get a red pepper. There's a cucumber up here, another cucumber that's ready. And then I stopped buying spinach. I was eating a lot of spinach and I stopped buying spinach. And what I'm actually eating is, I'm actually eating my turnip greens. There's turnip and radish greens in here. And that's what I'm eating, so. Isn't that a beaut? Look at that. It's gorgeous. But once in a while you get lucky. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? There we go. That's a good size. That's good. It seems like these little green ones are just concentrated with flavor. I don't know why. It's peaceful, isn't it? So the kids are down there, the deer. The deer are down there on the end of the pond. I have a feeder down there. And they're out there every morning. Man, so it's early morning the next day and it all starts again. It's a little bit chilly out here. It's in the 50s. It's nice. I love the fall. This looks great, but you really do need to check for armyworms. I don't know what it was this year, man. I've never seen so many armyworm moths in my life. I mean, it was just infested all over here. I don't know what it is, but man, this really looks good. I'm really happy with this. So, got to start it all over again. I got to do the chores. I got a bunch of stuff I got to do, but I also got to work on the new reel mower video, so I got to get going on that. But I figured I'd just put up sort of a full day for you guys and just sort of show you what happens around here. I mean, it's non-stop pretty much. It's pretty much 7 days a week. There's always something to do here. Anyways, I'll see you later. Bye.